Good afternoon, one and all present over here in this webinar. Is this audible, everyone? You can write it down on the chat box. Today, we are going to start our session within 1 minute of time or less than 1 minute of time. Let us see. People are getting in just a moment. Within few seconds, we are going to start our session. Okay. I can find that people are writing in the chat box. It is audible. Thank you. Okay. Good evening to the entire participants. I am Professor Ritam Datta, Assistant Professor and Head of the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering Department of Surendra Institute of Engineering and Management. Would like to welcome you all to the webinar on Industrial IoT conducted by Surendra Institute of Engineering and Management, Siliguri, in association with Axis Global Institute of Industrial Training. Welcome all of you. This is the most precious event for which SIM family has dreamt for during the COVID-19 lockdown. Before starting the session, I would like to thank to our respected chairman, Mr. Sarath Agarwal sir, respected director, Mrs. Snigdha Agarwal ma'am, respected Provisy, Mrs. Kamlesh Agarwal ma'am, and respected Dadaji for providing us such a wonderful platform where we can share our department-wise knowledge. I further would like to thanks our respected principal sir, Professor Dr. S. Nagarajan, to be an excellent motivator to us. Now I would like to introduce our speaker for the session, Mr. S. Kalidasan, who is the head of AGA. He has been associated with this group of industry. He is being delivering PLC, robotics, vision system, SCADA, HMI communication protocols. He has been handling technical activities. He has been also delivering more than 120 seminars. He has given many guest lectures on industrial automation, industrial communication protocols, field instruments, and industrial robotics. I believe you will be very happy after going through this session, because this session will be a very resourceful and insightful when we will go through the entire technical session. With this, without wasting much of time, I am handing over to our presenter, Mr. S. Kalidasan sir, to start your process. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Before starting the session, just want to check whether my audio is perfect or not. Can everyone hear me? Can you hear me? Is it okay? The audio is okay?
Yes, sir, it is audible.
Okay.
And everybody is writing in the chat box, sir. It is audible. You can go ahead, sir.
Yes. That's fine. That's fine. Thank you. Right. So a very warm good evening to one and all present here. Hope everything is going good in this lockdown period. I hope everyone has spent some quality time with your family. Is it audible? I hear someone's saying like audible. It's not audible. Is it clear now? Okay. Thank you. Right. So I hope everyone has spent some quality time with your family. Hope enjoyed your breakdown time. The lockdown is almost going to complete. So I think it's time to get back to our routine again. World has started adopting so many changes post this COVID-19. In this session, I'll just share you some of the latest trends that is really happening over the industry, and what is IIoT and the recent trends in the automation field that helps promoting or helps provoking the industrial manufacturing sector to match the demand in the market, right? So I take this opportunity to bridge the gap between the industry and the academics. I also thank the college management who really gave a nice opportunity to the AGIIT team to bridge the gap between the industry and the academics. Also, I'm really very happy to say that AGIT is the India's first industrial robotics training division. They are doing a very good job. We are bridging the gap between the academics and the industry. So also we provide various and so many aspects in robotics and industrial automation trainings has been given to all the colleges. So later I'll be sharing you some of the videos and things that is really happening over the industry as well as AGIT. Before starting into the session, I just want to share some of the pathways where AGIT has traveled and a small story of it. Hope everyone will enjoy the video. Just a small video, right? So can everyone see the video screen? Is it clear? Hello. Right. Anyway, I'll just show you some videos at the end of the session. I'll continue the session first. So before starting the session, I just want to make something clear about what is IIoT. IIoT is nothing but an evolution of DCS that gives a platform to work with higher degree of automation by using cloud computing to refine and optimize the process control. We can also refer it as an interconnection of sensors, instruments, and other devices networked with computer, industry applications, including manufacturing and energy management. In a very simpler manner, if you want me to say what is an IoT technology, we'll simply say like it is the interconnection of all the sensors and control devices in the form of wireless technology to make or evaluate, to control, evaluate the sensors and signals and process it and give a constrained output in everything in a wireless technology. All the data manipulated will be stored in a cloud computing area. This is in very simpler format, the description of IoT, right? So you might have a question like, what is the difference between industrial Internet of Things and normal Internet of Things? Actually, the difference is very simple. In case of industrial Internet of Things, we deal with all the technical components like PLC, SCADA, VFD, HMI systems, and servo system, and so many controlling equipments by there in industries. But if you consider a normal commercial user, we don't have so many technical aspects. We'll be using only normal mobile phones or tablets or something devices like that. So in such a case, if it is it is a normal IoT, we only deal with consumer items, consumer devices like mobile phones, as I said you previously. So that is the major difference between industrial IoT and normal IoT. The difference is using the PLCs and other control devices and the normal consumer devices, right? So IoT is nothing but a tool or a part in the mainstream of artificial intelligence, right? So Industry 4.0 is the next evolution that is really going to happen in the next coming years, or we are already in the initial phase of it. This Industry 4.0 has so many tools integrated in it, or it has so many advanced techniques incorporated in it to make the industry evolve to the next technology. So in this Industry 4.0, we have artificial intelligence also. If you consider this artificial intelligence, that is AI is very popular or attractive subject to discuss in technology as well as in business circles. Many experts and industry analysts argue that AI is the future. But if we look around the environment and our day-to-day activities, we are convinced that it is not the future. We have already started using. That is, it is present. Presently, we are using this technology. With the advancements of technology, we are already connected to the AI in one or any other way. If you say like, I can tell you so many examples for that. And in case of Siri, many in iPhones you might have used the Siri application, maybe Alexa and Watson. So these are the voice control protocols that use to interface with the human beings or the consumers. So while considering this, we can say like we are in the initial phase of this artificial intelligence that is a very important tool of Industry 4.0. So many companies have invested or they are investing their resources in machine learning, which indicates a very robust growth in the artificial intelligent products as well as this IoT and that everyone promoting this 4. Industry 4.0, right? So how this Industry 4.0 or this IIoT is working? Basically, as I said you previously, the very basic pattern is all the sensors and other systems, the signals will be transferred to the cloud computing or the cloud processing or data processing center through a wireless technology. And that will be, and the signals and every data will be transmitted to the cloud technology through a user interface or a protocol or a communication systems. And from that, signals received by the cloud computing devices we'll use to manipulate the data. We'll make some data processing. And after the data has been processed, the processed data will be delivering you a predefined output or based on the programs what we have entertained. So output will be delivered to the user platform. That may be either a mobile phone or a HMI device or a SCADA systems. So in that case, all the sensors will be evolving in a new technology called Industry 4.0. In that, everything is done through wireless. The platform or the simpler way of explaining this industry Internet of Things is the tabular what I've shown here. So as I said you, what are the components of IoT? IoT, the major thing what we have to consider is the cloud. The cloud is the information or the database where all the data are going to access or going to be stored in the platform. This cloud is going to be one of the major source of this industrial Internet of Things, IIoT, because every sensor, not only the signals from the sensors, even if you are going to change a tool in a VMC machine, the tool changing aspects, what you say, like those kind of informations, the tool is going to be changed, will be also stored in the cloud storage. So moving from the normal servers, normally for every company or every manufacturing unit there will be a server. From moving from the conventional servers to the cloud system, we have to face so many challenges, and we have to enable the cyber security also. It's not that easy to perform all these kind of operations, right? So the cloud is going to be one of the major component of this IoT. And then the next comes the sensors and the devices. Even though we have the cloud systems, we need the data to be accessed in the cloud. So all the sensors and signals will be transferring to this cloud. The sensor should be compatible to transfer the data in the wireless technology. Right from, if we have the conventional method of what we are using now is through wired communication. With the help of this wired signals will be transferred to the PLC stations, and from PLC stations, we can transfer it to the cloud system. Now it is possible in this way. But in the near future, what is really going to happen is this sensors is not going to be in the wiring format. The sensors will inhibit the technology of wireless, and then the signals and the data will be directly sent from the sensor to the cloud region. So in that case, all the sensors and the other devices, not only sensors, any other devices that gives data to the controlling terminal will be will be evolving to the next technology in the form of wireless, right? So that even you can able to control the devices in the form of mobile apps, and then even in the form of any text messages, you can able to control it. For this, I'll tell you a real example what is nowadays happening in our day-to-day life. Everyone might have come across the concept of home automation, where everyone can control their home using a mobile app. Even if you are not in your home, suppose you might have come out from your home without switch off the tube lights or icons. So you might be in some dilemma whether I have off the station or not. So it's a no worry nowadays. So the home automation will be having a central LAN connected terminal. In that, you can be able to connect this terminal to our server, and from server to cloud computing, and from cloud computing we can able to access the data from your mobile app. So if you want to turn off your AC, you can just turn off from your mobile app, so that it can be affected inside your home. It is possible. So the advantage of using these kind of sensors is in this way. So everything is going to be in wireless. So the usage or the user interface with the customers is going to be developed in a huge way, right? And then the next major component is the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence or the machine learning is the next new evolution of conventional method of programming, right? Normally, in the conventional method of programming, what we normally do is engineers or programmers, they'll program their device, they'll program their machine. Suppose I'm giving you one more example for this. I'm a programmer, and I'm programming my VMC machine, a virtual machining center. So when the program has to make the drill, or when it has to make the tap, so these kinds of program has to be done by a programmer. But What happens in case of this artificial intelligence? It's completely different. What happens really is we have to feed the data in the form of historical trends. Historical data has to be loaded into the this artificial intelligence device, maybe a controller in future. So with these kinds of historical trend data, the system will automatically evolve the uh, happenings that is going to affect in future. Maybe now next half an hour there will be a breakdown. So the system will be able to understand there is an error going to happen, and it will take the contract and prevent the error in prior, so that we can able to reduce the downtime, and there is no need the intervention of an operator or a supervisor. So this artificial intelligence is a very attractive subject to discuss, but it's a huge topic. We have to discuss a lot on this. What in simple I'm trying to say is this artificial intelligence will make the working environment in a new pattern, so that everyone can work safely and the productivity can increase, as well as we can able to make a environment in a very clean and a tidy way. The breakdown can be reduced a lot, right? So apart from this, we have to manage the data. This big data is referring to the data that are so complex to evaluate, or it is so complex to manipulate the things. The big data is nothing but the capturing of the images. Suppose if I'm going to use the machine vision system, the machine vision system is also one of the component of this industry 4.0. When you're using this machine vision system, we are capturing some images, and the image quality will be different, or it will differ based on each and every image captured. And there may be a variant of small image capturing storage to large image capturing storage. Ultimately, what we have to do is we have to capture the captured image has to be stored in a platform, and that has to be evaluated, analyzed, and it has to be said whether it is true or not good or okay. So these kind of operations has to be happen. And this image will pave a way for the how to say, like, image will, hello, right? So this image will be shared on the next platform for even analysis in future. So maybe, like, if the after analyzing the no good part, maybe there is a need for the operator or the management to check what are the what really happened over the component and why it has happened as a reject. So this kind of huge data has to be stored, and then it has to be analyzed. For capturing these kind of huge data, again, you have to use the cloud computing technology. So it is also one of the tool of this, or component of this IoT. And the next one is the digital twin. Digital twin is really a very interesting topic nowadays, that is currently being in discussion with many of the industrialists and business circles. Actually, in simple, if I want to say, the digital twin is nothing but a digital replica of any existing machine or any commercial objects. Say, for an example, I'm saying a mobile phone, again a mobile phone. So a digital twin is making a digital wired format of this mobile phone. So with this wired format, what the OEM will do, like, it will be before manufacturing the mobile phone, they evaluate what is really happening inside this mobiles. Will the lifetime of the mobile phone is really in a good way or not? I'm going with this hardware. I'm going to use this software technology, maybe Arduino or any IC chip that may be Snapdragon 685 or 686. Whether this physical hardware is compatible with the software or processor. These kind of evaluation can be done before the production or before manufacturing the mobile phones, so that we can able to analyze the operation or the system life or we can even able to predict the failure in prayer and make a counteraction, and we can make a good business relationship between the consumer and the OEM, which will definitely increase their business. This is again one of the most important component of this IoT. With this digital twin, we can able to relate our real world happenings over with our present, right? So the next one is the cyber security. What is cyber security? As I said you previously, this industry 4.0 or IIoT, we are going to manipulate or evaluate the data from a cloud computing region, right? So from this cloud region, anyone can access the data. Okay, so the most important part of accessing the data is how secure the data is being protected. Suppose if our data is open to all, every if it is very open, everyone can go and access. The privacy of each and every data is even you can compare this with Facebook. Even you might have come across some recent news that happened in United States election. So Facebook has given the data of each and every people over there to the team over who was working for the elections. So these kind of cyber security has to be improved a lot, so that we can ensure our data has been fully secured, and we can ensure all the data has been in a protected way. So this is also one of the most important component of IoT, right? So before going into the next topics, I'd like to share one of the video which illustrate the usage of IoT, so that everyone can understand in a very easier way. Okay. So before that, I'll start a video here.
Hello, Kalidasan sir. Hello.
Sir,
Yeah, sir, your video is not coming.
just hold on, sir. Just hold on.
Yes, it is visible. It is visible.
Now you can see the video.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can go ahead, sir. It is visible, sir.
Can see the video as well. Can you see the video?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Video is visible, sir. You can go ahead.
Okay, okay.
Participants, you can refresh. You can refresh a bit, participants.
Video is visible. Sir, I'm saying video is visible.
Hello, Kalidasan, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir. You can start. You can start.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, sorry, sir. I was trying to play some videos, but I could not able to make it possible. I'll try to share the video at the end of the session.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So there are so many. Okay, so there are so many benefits of industrial Internet of Things. The first and the foremost is the productivity. When we are using industrial Internet of Things, naturally the productivity is will be increased a lot. For example, I'm saying you again, if I'm using a robot for a virtual machining center. Jobs in the conveyor is coming inward, and the robot has to pick up the job and place it inside the VMC machine. Later, after the VMC machining is completed, the job inside the VMC has to be taken out and then it is placed in the outfeed conveyor. Consider this as a process. So for this process, if we are normally using a human operator, the efficiency, consider the first thing or the first point is the efficiency. The efficiency of a human will be around 80% at morning 8 a.m. in the morning. Later, from 80%, it will be reduced to say 65% at the lunchtime. And later, after 65% by the evening, around 4 o'clock, the efficiency of the human will still reduce, maybe around 40 or 50% even. It's not standard, it may differ for operator to operator. But what I'm trying to say is, if we evolve to the next technology, if you're using robots and industrial Internet of Things, we can able to achieve our productivity in a higher way. I'll tell you one more real-time example what really happened in this COVID-19 breakdown. Right, one of my friend is working in a reputed food and beverage company. Right, during this lockdown period, every industry, almost all industry in the world has been stopped. But what is the scenario for food industry? In food industry, the demand has created in a large way, and the market need has been increased a lot. So it's also a fear factor. Like I don't know what is going to happen in next 15 days. Every people in the world, they started buying food products. They have to make some stock inside their homes, because we don't know what will be happening in the next 15 days or next 20 days. So this fear factor is a major point, or a key point for the food industries to for the very much high demand that placed in the market. One of my friend is working in one reputed food and beverage industry. They were working during this lockdown period. Only with 30 or 40 percentage of manpower in their company, they produced about 60 percentage of their major production. In that case, what the management will think? I'm the business head of this, I'm a plant head of this company, and what I do normally think is, with 30 to 40 percentage of manpower, we can able to achieve around 60% or 70 percentage of production without this manpower, or with the less intervention of this manpower. If I make this uh, plant in a fully automated way, how much we can achieve. Also, in one more way, like 30% manpower, we can able to achieve 60% production. So if I increase the manpower to 100%, how much production I can able to attain? So everywhere the demand is increasing, we must able to the market production has to be also increased. So whenever these kind of critical situation arise, this will lead to a new technology, right? So whenever that's what I'm trying to say, on using this IIoT technology, the productivity will certainly increase. In the path, like we can able to reduce the downtime. Suppose, as I said you in the previous example, the job has to be placed inside the VMC and then take out and place it in the outfeed conveyor. In that case, suppose if the job has dropped, right? While the robot is in motion, suddenly the job has dropped from the robot finger. What happens next is we have to wait for a supervisor or some other person who is controlling the machine. He has to come and check over the operations, what is really happening, why the robot dropped the job. We have to inspect, and then we have to make a analysis. Then it should not happen again. We have to check with the program everything. So ultimately the downtime of the machine is getting increased a lot. Suppose if you are using this IoT, since this artificial intelligence is also a major tool in this IoT and Industry 4.0, what we can do is we can reduce the intervention of operator or external human source to correct the machine and take the corrective action or reduce the errors. So these kind of operation can be adapted easily with the help of this artificial intelligence. So ultimately, the productivity of the product of any consumer items, it may be in the manufacturing field or any other thing. So the productivity will be definitely increased a lot, right? So and then as said you previously, the intervention of this virtual reality and artificial intelligence will also enhance the user interface in a better way, so that the user will be very easily, he can able to adopt this technology, and then he can be into the manufacturing, or the consumer items can be easily adopted to them, right? And then with this IIoT, we can able to make the robotics to the new dimensions. For example, normally what we do right now, the conventional way is robots will be grouted at the floor, and from floor we can able to access the job, and then we can place it to machine, whatever application it may be. Either it may be um, a machine tending application, or it may be a painting application, or it may be welding application. What usually we do is we ground the robot at the floor. The robot will be at the standstill position, or we can place the robot in an inverted manner in a gantry like structure. in that way we can able to do the specific operation. It may be a, as I said you, it may be a welding operation or machine cleaning operation, like that. So later in future, what we can do is we can able to move the robot itself in automatic guided vehicle, right? So with this AGVs, in the next near future, we can able to move the robot from one place to another. We don't want to place the robot for a specific application alone. There is no such need. So we can place the total robot in the AGV, and the AGV can able to sense its own pathway. Suppose if there is any again instruction in between the AGV, a man is walking, a man is really walking in its walkway, and suppose if AGV comes, he can wait for the man to pass away, and then after he pass away, he can the AGV can continue the operation. It's all the evolving of, it's all nothing but the evolving of technologies from one stage to another. Initially AGVs were designed only with remote controls, with RFID and other remote control technologies. So only from operator you can able to control the AGVs, but nowadays it's not like that. So there were periodic developments has been made, and this artificial intelligence, while integrating with robot, we can make even magics with it, right? So we get an improved robotics operation at the after implementing this automated, artificial intelligence and IIoT technology with the help of this robotics, right? And then next major important thing is the cost. For every technology, the cost is being a major factor. For considering this IIoT platform, initially you can, how to say, like initially the setup for this industry 4.0 platform at this particular stage is quite big costlier. But what we have to think is, once we integrate all our businesses in this cloud platform, the interface with the customers and interface with the end users will be very much easier. Also, hello. So this cost factor is not going to be much affected, because once we integrate all the systems with our industry 4.0, the running cost and other expenses that evolve because of this previous technology will be reduced in a small way, so that ultimately the cost of the product can be reduced. And what are the risk, or what are the difficulties in executing this IIoT? In IIoT, the first and the foremost is the virus. Normally, we used to say if you're using a computer, the attack of virus or vulnerables will be a major factor. Since in this IIoT platform, everything is going to be controlled in computers and servers, we must make a system, or we must make a data platform that is completely be protected from all the vulnerable activities. Otherwise, it will be really going to be a panic situation for everyone. And then next thing is the reach. Each and everyone in the society has to be accessed in the internet. It has to get the access of internet connectivity. Only then we can able to implement this industrial IoT platform in a huge way. Once it comes in the mass production, if a technology, not only this IoT, normally when a technology or when a new product, it goes in a mass way, it goes in the hands of normal human being, it gives a very big or huge success. Again, for this I can tell you an example. uh, Normally when the mobile phone was invented for the first time, the initial use was only to make calls and give some basic text messages. But later this technology has paved a pathway for uh, a huge development was really made. And then this particular mobile phones was nowadays meant to make make orders in online, we can do online purchases, we can able to purchase movie tickets. So like this, when it reaches a normal human being, the success rate of a product is a very huge way. So like this, we have to make this particular product IoT to reach each and everyone in the society. For this, we need this internet connectivity throughout every region. So this is also one of the particular risk in this, as well as the next comes the hackers. They play a really again a major role in nowadays. Even it can able to hack Apple platform. It is now they are giving so many competitions for hackers to come and crack their own operating systems. So the next particular risk is how how the data accessing medium is foolproof. They can able to store the data in a pre- precise way. Is again a next big question mark in before us. And then sometimes there may be some possibilities for malfunctioning. Malfunctioning in the sense everyone might have come across the issue of 2K. So at the time of 1999 to 2000, there was a malfunction that happened all over the computers, because the computers they started to make malfunction because the year from usually we have a practice of making the years in the last two digits, right? From 98, then 99, and then we change to 00. The computers usually define like it is the initial or the origin point. So the 2K issue was one of the major issue at the millennium period. So those kind of software malfunctions can happen in this IoT platform. So again, it is one of the risky factors. We have to develop a lot, and we have to work a lot on this platform to ensure all the data or all the inputs what we have given to the data storage platform has to be stored in a foolproof way, right? So these are the risks that we have to face in the near future on implementing this IoT technology in our social platform, right? So apart from this, what kind of applications are there integrated with IoTs? Right from industries, manufacturing, smart grid, power utilities, communication, smart cars, and robotics. We have so many or varied applications involved on integrating with IoT, right? I have given some examples for this robotics and industries. Likewise, if you go for a smart city, right? I'm waiting for a bus at the bus station, and if you get a message like your bus is approaching, right? So it is being one of the best example what I used to say for a smart city. So I'm waiting for a bus at the bus station, and before the bus arrives to the particular point, and if you get an acknowledgement or if you get a message regarding that, it's just again one of the integration of IoT in this society platform in the field of smart city. And in smart cars, you can integrate your navigation systems. Even nowadays, you can able to integrate the navigation systems to your cars, and you can able to evolve like while you're driving, what kind of songs you usually prefer. So your car will be having an integrated OS with it, and with that integrated OS, you can able to it can able to sense your humor, what you're going to, what kind of songs you want to hear. So those kind of songs can be even played at your smart cars. So these kind of activities can be carried out with smart cars. And then if you consider a smart grid is a technology like so many grid and platforms will be made for solar power. Even if you consider a solar power plant, the grid can move towards the sunshine. So it is possible, and for that we can integrate with IoT with the PLC control station. So based on the sun rays, we can able to move the grid in that waveform or the sun rays direction, so that we can able to get a better productivity. And so many smart power and utilities has been carried out nowadays. We can able to pay our utility bills over online. So it's all, as I said you previously, we are in the initial phase of this industrial Internet of Things, right? So there are so many applications, as I showed in the previous screen. It's one of the application in a pictorial representation. So from here you can see, like, this operator can able to control the VFD, and from VFD can able to control the motors and other control stations with the help of this wireless technology. Uh, this is in case of an industrial platform, right? This depicts the data communication in a wireless platform. That is one of the key point of this industrial Internet of Things. So before going to the queries, I would like to share some more videos, because previously I tried to make some videos, it was not possible. And I'll share some more videos now. It will be making you to understand this concept much more easier, right? I'll try to share a video now, sir. Please have a minute with me. I'll share you a video.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Can you
Hello.
hear me?
Yeah. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. It's audible. No problem.
Yeah. Sir, you can unmute Abhipsha madam. She is assistant professor of our institute.
Okay.
You can unmute her, sir. You can unmute her. She has collected few lot of queries are coming in the chat box.
Okay.
And yeah, sir, she has collected few questions.
Okay.
Sir, if you can unmute her, sir.
Can you spell her name?
Yeah, Abhipsha. AVIPSA.
ABI
VI
AVI
PSA.
PSA.
Yeah.
So I can
Can you
see
see?
two profiles in it. Avipsa
Yeah,
Banerjee Malik.
Malik. Yeah. You can unmute her.
Okay.
Okay, so that we can start our question answer session, sir.
Okay. Is it unmuted now?
Abhipsha, madam, is it audible? Yeah, Abhipsha, madam, is it audible?
I have unmuted already. Can you hear?
Sir, you can unmute both the profiles of Abhipsha, madam.
Okay. Yes, I've unmuted.
Yeah, Abhipsha, madam, is this audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. It's audible
Ma'am,
now.
you unmute. Yeah, ma'am, you unmute one of your device so that it should not
Get
make
echoed.
any echo.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Okay, so over to you, madam.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me right now?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I can hear you. You can go ahead with your questions. I can able to
Good
answer
evening,
you.
sir. Thank you
Yes,
for
ma'am.
such an informative session. And we have collected few questions, whatever we are getting from our participants.
Okay.
So I would like to maybe 3 or 4 questions to you from
Okay.
there only.
Hmm.
So can I start right now, sir?
Yes, ma'am. No problem.
Okay. The first question I would like to ask, that is industry IoT can have adverse effects on manpower cutting? Is IIoT can have adverse effects on manpower cutting?
Right. I can answer for this question. Actually, I'll start with an example first, man. Whenever a new technology comes, just think over the invention of computers at the early 90s. When computers came to India, many people used to say, like, after computer comes to India, most of the jobs will be replaced by computers. The manpower will be getting reduced a lot. No one will get jobs like that. It was initially like that. But what's the situation now? So this computer has now been in our day-to-day life, and without computer in our life today is quite impossible, right? So like that, this industry 4.0 is a technology. Even it will pave a way for so many job opportunities in near future. Like, again, one more example. Initially the mobile phones was started only for making calls and basic text messages, but later it again paved a way for app developing, servicing, erection of towers and satellites, and so many jobs like that. So after this IoT is evolved, or when it is into the hands of a normal human in a mass productive way, it will pave way for new jobs. It will definitely not reduce your jobs. It's not possible. But ultimately, how we can say, like, if a person is going to adopt for a new technology, then he can able to sustain in this world. Suppose if he is not willing to adopt, or if he is not going to update himself for the next coming trends, certainly it is going to be a bad for him. So basically, if we see the person who is at the low skill one, will have chances to get lose his job, but for mediate or intermediate or high skill persons, they will not lose their job. It is certainly not possible.
Okay, sir. So my next question will be, what are the firewall systems can be implemented to connect AI with Industry 4.0?
What? Come again, one more time.
What are the firewall
Firewalls.
systems can be implemented to connect AI, artificial intelligence, with Industry 4.0?
uh, I cannot able to get your question directly. This firewall systems integrated with artificial intelligence.
Can be implemented to connect.
Okay, actually, what do I think is this firewalls will has to play a major role with artificial intelligence, because all the data what we are going to feed the system is going to be in the cloud, and without the firewalls, um, we don't have the data security. So to ensure the data security and all, we have to improve the actions of firewall, so that all the data will be secured in a very good place. There's no theft of data will happen. So I think it's integrating this firewall is much more needed now.
Okay. So is there any names of firewall systems there for this connecting AI with this Industry 4.0 that can
Uh,
be implemented, or is it in the research process?
Initially, what we do normally say is this a firewall system. Initially this 4.0 is itself in the initial phase, ma'am. It's not up to the maximum phase.
Okay, okay,
So
sir.
right now we are in a developing way. As I said you previously, like this Alexa or Watson or Siri, only we are into the field of voice protocols. So when we go in deep, like all the data are to be stored in a remote platform, at that time we have to develop a lot on this one.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir. And another thing is ethical hacking also to be considered in making an intelligent robot? Is ethical hacking also
Right.
to be considered in making an intelligent robot?
Ethical hacking is nowadays common. Common. I think most of the people or OEMs have given a platform for ethical hacking. So I think it's okay, quite okay nowadays.
Okay. And last but not the least, how can we or our students can do the online projects under your guidance, sir?
Right. So for this, Actually, there are so many courses has been offered. I'll later show some videos regarding this and some more slides for this particular question.
Okay.
But initially, we can give so many hands-on trainings for the person who are coming over to AGIT from West Bengal, from Assam, some Kaziranga University. We used to have so many students, yearly 50 to 60 people will come over here, and
Okay.
we'll have a set of 3 to 4 months together. They'll have some hands-on training, and they get educated or trained over these recent trends. Apart from this, through online modes, we have started involving students to get used with this recent technologies. So with IIoT or Industry 4.0, we can able to manipulate the data right from your sitting place. Through this online education, we can able to control or manipulate the data from the PLC or other systems, and we can able to get some ideas over it. It is possible. So many online courses has been planned in the next near future, and from AGIT team will be giving you a periodic updates on this, and we'll get engaged all the time.
So, Kalidas,
Yes, sir.
thank you, Mr. Kalidas. A great pleasure, and all the management team and technical team. We are happy to attend this session. So, I'm Edilmaran Armugam. I'm a director of AGIT. So, I thank everyone to participate in this session. So, as a last question, I need to explain one thing. We started the online program. So, recent days we started the short-term courses. If some people want to join any online courses, just I can share the chat box for the number, or you can just send the mail to training@accessglobalautomation.com, or you can subscribe our Facebook channel, our YouTube channel, AGIT Industrial Campus. So it will be helpful. We plan to more and more training session and also new technology sessions. Example, blockchain, artificial intelligence like IoT, Industry 4.0, mechatronics, mecho technologies. So what are the future technologies needed in an industrial journal? So we are already doing projects actually. So kindly people just watch our video. What are the we are doing actually? So thank you all. So this is some
So
of
in
our
the near
programs.
future, yes, I can
Yeah,
continue.
you can.
So in the near future, we have planned so many certified training programs that I have displayed over you in the screen right now. I think everyone can see it now. So we have planned to conduct all these kinds of trainings online, and we can make use of it. So short training programs. Based on this, if you have any inquiries, you can contact. I'll just post a phone number over there in the chat box, so you can contact this person. And regarding training, we are ready to support you at any time.
Okay, thank you all. Okay, Ritam, you can take up the session.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. It was indeed an excellent webinar. I hope that participants already are messaging to the chat box, and they have got other informations that already director sir has already cleared it out. That email ID. Participants, please follow the email ID. And those participants who missed out or messaging in the chat box for getting the certificates, you please, I am writing once again this link, you please fill the form. This is the link I am sending in the chat box. You please fill the form, and once you fill the form, and then we will start with the e-certificate process. Participants, please follow the chat box. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, all the team of AGIIT. And we hope that we will also organize such kind of programs, not only webinars. Also we were looking forward to have some sort of online training courses in upcoming time with you, sir. So it will be a great privilege for us then. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. And I just want to share one more information. From our AGIT campus, we used to have a Facebook handle and a Twitter handle and YouTube handle. So I want the students to keep following these kind of YouTube and Facebook handles, so that you can able to get some latest information or latest trend or latest technology that evolved in industry. We'll use to post some updated videos on it, so that everyone can understand what is really happening over industry. And that can, I think it can able to bridge a gap between the academics as well as industry. It may be a key factor, right? So just follow us on this Twitter and Facebook and YouTube handle, and get some basic knowledges on it. Thank you so much. And apart from that, if any questions has been arising, you can feel free to contact us anytime through the phone number I've already posted in the chat box. Otherwise, you can also write up to the mail ID. I'll again post this mailbox ID again one more time in the chat box, so you can make use of it. If you have any queries regarding this automation or any queries regarding robotics as well as Industry 4.0, so you can contact us at any time and keep connected. This AGIT will provide you a good career guidance for your better engineered life. Thank you once again. Thank you, college management, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
you.